Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by now. Here's JP.
All right, we got news, baby. We got breaking news on the show. We got lots of breaking news on the show. How about that? Welcome.
And we're on time.
And we're on time. Not just really F with you people. Excuse me. I don't know what to do with being on time. Just got back from Bucs OTAs, which is right around the corner here from our beautiful Kingmakers Tampa studio, and just talked with Todd Bowles, who dropped a bit of a bomb on everybody. We'll get to that in just a little bit. We will talk some Rays Red Sox sweep. Orestes, the Big O, will be joining us in the last 15 minutes of the show. Talk some Rays baseball. We'll hit it early on as well. What a performance yesterday by Rasmussen. Jason Licht. Oh, by the way, Bucs general manager Jason Licht's going to join us in the 2:00 hour as soon as he gets all the coloring out of his hair from the Cut for the Cure benefit that's going on right now over there.
Just leave it.
Buck Place. Yeah, so that's what I said. Just leave it in. I said, if I had time, I'd get mine done and we could do it together. But
yeah,
he'll be joining us for about 10, 15 minutes coming up in the 2:00 hour. So we got a lot to get to. I was about to say good morning to you, but it's good afternoon. Good afternoon. High tea here, Tim. How are you?
I don't know what that is, but it's noon here, so it's just barely afternoon.
It's when you drink tea and get high, I believe.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
No, but sounds better than what they do.
I'll have my Red Bull.
Yeah, so we got lots to get to today, so we'll jump right in. We've got some Todd Bowles audio coming your way. We got some video from OTAs today. It was hot out there. Bucky Irving was out there for the first time, had a helmet on. Wow. So evidently he will be coming back before the fall. He is expected back for training camp. He'll be at OTAs next week, which are mandatory, or in 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks, or is that next week? Next week, actually. Mandatory OTAs. But the big news of the day, Timmy, is suddenly the Bucs practices are too tough.
Punishment.
They're so tough that the NFL docked them an OTA. How about that? Man, this new coaching staff is busting ass. I like it.
What are we doing?
I don't know, but I like it. Bowles said too many guys were hitting the ground. So I guess if 5 or 6 guys hit the ground, they get reported. And then the NFLPA comes down hard on you and they take a practice away. So, yeah, the Bucs practices are now too tough.
It's no longer Camp Kumbaya.
I'm here for it. All right. So
I have questions about this.
Go ahead.
Number one, I need to see somewhere. Well, that is number 2. I'd love to know who snitched. Number one, though, where is it written and where can I find this information on how many players have to hit the ground before somebody snitches? I would love to know this.
I had no idea. I've never heard of this, to be honest with you. So when he was telling us today, I was like, really? That's a thing? That's what it comes down to now? So I knew that there were obviously, and I always wondered, like, what are the metrics for, practices that are too tough? Like they're supposed to not have contact, or not serious contact. Not right. But again, it's like, it's such a subjective thing. Like what exactly are there some metrics in this that deem you being too tough? And evidently we just found that out. So if you hit the ground, literally, I think he said 5 or 6 times. Like if 5 or 6 guys hit the ground, suddenly that's means the dock a team of practice, which seems a little excessive. And then, then there's the whole, like, who's telling them, and now every team has an NFL player rep.
Yeah.
I think ours is, it might be Anzalone, even though he's new. Because it might have been Levante. Not sure. Maybe people can look. Anyway, and I'm not here to say that that's the person that snitched, but that person would be somehow involved. And there may be
Kate Otten. It's Kate Otten.
Kate Otten. Okay, so there may be your favorite player there. You figured he would have dropped the ball on that deal. Oh, thank you. I'm here all week. Try the veal.
That was funny.
It was, right? But hey, gloves are off. Get it? He doesn't wear any gloves.
I know.
The gloves are off with the representation here, and we're not going to put up with any of the shenanigans of people falling on the ground during the practice. We can't have that. So they got docked to practice, which I think is actually pretty freaking funny. But for whatever. But there are new coaches out there. Danny Smith, obviously, Mike just mentioned this. He said Danny Smith is behind the harder practices. The new defensive line coach is getting after it as well. There's a different spirit to the practices. There's no question about that. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a really good thing. Since we've complained about that, the practices are too easy, too many walkthroughs. I would say this is a positive development, and I will stick with that. So that's good news. Baker was out there. Obviously, he's not missing anything. And Bowles was asked, is it a different vibe with Baker? I mean, it just is. I think it is. I saw Baker walking in. They're all going to the Cut for the Cure event, which Brian Ford, the CEO, is the head man of that whole deal. I do mean head man because his head gets shaved. He's got a beautiful head of hair. He's going to shave that thing off. I'm so angry with him. So yeah, that's it. And so Baker is, going to the things, doing everything he's supposed to do. It just, I don't know. To me, it just feels like a different vibe. I was talking to some of the reporters out there, and I wasn't there when Baker, said what he said last week. And I was like, what was the vibe? And they're like, it was a little different. It was a little different. So, and that's the way it's going to be. But listen, he's a pro. Bowles said this today. Baker's going to do everything he would do. Otherwise, this contracts will work themselves out. It is what it is. And that's exactly what it is. But it's a different dynamic. There's no question about it. The Bucs and Baker have created that with what's going on here. And there was something, speaking of the Baker contract, I think it was Evan Winter, saw him do a video. He said that there's a clause in Baker's contract. I have not confirmed this. I should have confirmed this today with Nelson, but I forgot. We'll ask Jason about that. I'll put that down. Baker's contract. If they will be able to use the franchise tag. So how about that? We have the general manager coming on. So I'll just ask him that question. So what he said was that
you might know
that his there's a week after the Super Bowl, his contract ends, or there's something that kicks in that won't allow the Bucs to franchise him, because the franchise tag thing, I think, opens up later on. So I'm a little confused about it, but basically what he was saying was the franchise tag won't be an option. That changes everything. That changes everything in terms of the leverage situation.
Yeah.
So we'll ask Jason about that and get some clarification.
That might mean you need to get it done now.
Yeah.
You really might.
Yeah, and listen, again, these things happen. Bucs start low, Baker starts high, they meet in the middle or somewhere in those. There's always contract language, and people will see, Baker coming out and saying what he said. That puts a little public pressure on the Buccaneers to get the job done. It's all, hey, the Rays deal isn't any different. It's about public pressure and things like that. And we've got news on that today, so we'll get to that in just a little bit. So yeah, Baker's out there doing his thing. I thought he had a nice day. They were 7-on-7 and some of the 11-on-11s. He showed up. Godwin had a nice day, but as Bowles says, it's just T-shirts and shorts. Tez caught a touchdown. Saw Godwin catch a touchdown. Saw Godwin catch one on Zion McCullum, and Zion just kind of was mad at himself because he didn't jump the route. He didn't. I think Zion's just like this close from being a really, really great player. He just needs to play with confidence. He needs to be more aggressive, in my opinion. I think that's what these new defensive backs coaches want. So I think can be some growth for Zion. He's such a good good-looking football player. He's got everything you need, size, speed, everything. He's really good athletically. I hope he has a great year. I really, really do. An interesting situation with Al-Qadim Muhammad. He's been in the building and he's lifting weights, but he's not participating in practice. Now, I don't know the dude, have not met the dude, but that seems weird to me. He's 10 years in the league, I think. Maybe 9 years in the league. He's a veteran. But he's learning a new defense. He's learning new coaches. I would think every moment on the grass would benefit him and benefit the team. But
Yeah,
as Bowles said today, it's voluntary. He's not going to comment on it. It's voluntary. And he said because he hasn't been out here, they're going to limit his reps next week in OTAs.
doesn't seem like a good idea.
It doesn't seem like a positive.
This is the same thing we were talking about last offseason with Hassan Reddick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Same exact thing, and look how that turned out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. But it is what it is. And here's the good thing. There's guys, David Walker, there's guys out there that are dying for playing time. And every rep he doesn't take, somebody else takes and can impress the coaches. So if he doesn't want to come out and practice, fine. Other guys will take the reps and we'll see where the playing time lies. Maybe he just thinks he's good enough that he will pop out there and he'll be out there for mandatory OTAs at training camp. And he'll be as good as he can be when the starting gun pops. I don't see how that's possible if you're not taking every rep you can get at a new defense with new coaching and new teammates. But it's as Coach Bowles said, it's voluntary. It's voluntary. I wonder if they signed Trey Hendrickson if he'd be out there.
Man, this is not a good look, man. We just went through this last year with Reddick, and you and I both defended Reddick at this point. Yes, voluntary. He's a veteran. I get it, but dude, it is a brand new team. It is a brand new system, a brand new staff. You don't even know your teammates. Get out there and be with them side by side. Be next to them. Watch. Even if you can't, for whatever reason, be on the field for freaking OTAs, at least be there and watching and talking to coaches and talking to the young players, be a part of the team that you just signed with,
Now, evidently he's in the building and he's working out and he's doing mentals, doing meetings and doing all that stuff.
Right.
But he just doesn't want to come out on the field.
God, that is a bad look.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan. All right. So we'll get to some more Buck stuff in a minute, but I want to get to some of these other things that are kind of breaking. So the Rays vote for the at the city council today, the CRA was delayed until August. We reported this a couple weeks ago. Ken Hagan told us that vote would likely be delayed and the next big vote will come in the middle of July. So it was delayed today and till August. Nothing really said today except the fact that Miranda and Hurtak both voted no because they don't want to vote on it at all. They're going to vote no on everything, which I just think is so absolutely short-sighted. And but whatever. It was a 5-2 vote to delay it, and those two will probably always be no's. As far as the city goes, Guido Maniscalco becomes kind of the swing vote, and I think there's room here to move him. He doesn't seem as entrenched. He voted, today to move it till later on. So did Carlson as well. And so both of those guys, I think, are in play. If the Rays can come to them and satisfy their questions, Carlson's questions seem to be a lot about not being involved in negotiations. So I don't know. Then just by rules, it's just not going to happen. They'll have to change the rules or something. I don't know. It shouldn't matter because the Rays have met with Carlson one-on-one and informed him of everything. Not being part of the negotiations, I don't think should really be that big a deal, but evidently some people on this city council have a hard on for that and whatever. They're still being apprised of everything. They didn't seem very knowledgeable, like they're actually trying to figure out what the deal is all about in the city council meeting. That's just my opinion. But I'm sure they should be up to speed on everything now. So this vote has been delayed. Now, you can read into it whatever you want. What I read into it is they didn't have the votes to pass it, so why take the vote? This is something that's done in politics all the time. You know where the votes are, and if you don't have the votes to pass it, you would rather delay the vote to when you might have those votes, and there's still things being negotiated. So this is just part of the procedure. It's part of the process. It doesn't mean it's a negative. Now, it will play over the headlines and every publication, every tweet and everything. It'll play negative, but it's not. It's like many of these stories. It's just part of the process. And yes, it didn't get done. The deal did not get done today. If you want to see that as a negative, choose to see it as a negative. It's not. It's just part of the negotiation. This is part of the process. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
Is it even a hiccup? I mean, can it even be described as a hiccup? Like,
No,
it's just
I don't
so
think.
non-consequential that it's
Yeah. Let me see. Kurt Thorson was watching it. He said the Rays vote on CRA delayed to August. Clendenin did great to pass the motion versus others wanting to remove the item altogether. God. Bravo. Hertak complained Clendenin knew things about the deal and negotiations. She didn't. Response, a phone works both ways. I love it. Wow. Yeah. That's what I said. Remember when I came back from the city council meeting and some of the questions that they were asking were so off base and uninformed? All of their questions will have been answered in the public domain. If they watched one freaking episode of this show, they would have known these things.
Right.
And so, yeah, for Alan to say the phone works both ways, you need information, pick it up and call the Rays. They'll answer. They'll come meet with you personally. He continues. Carlson, Vieira, and Clendenin all said they've spoken with Babby and Zalupski. Yeah, pick up the phone. She don't want to. She don't want to. She just wants to be a no. Good luck in the mayoral race.
Good Lord.
What a joke. Danny Boy says it gives county, city, and Rays more time to get the final deal done. Yep, exactly. Kurt also said delay shouldn't matter. They're still negotiating, may not even use the CRA. I just hope the Rays continue to remain committed to Tampa Bay. I have too much Tampa Bay merch to part with it. Yeah, man, they're still committed. You know, all this negativity has not swayed Ken Babby one iota. In fact, he's probably dug in more. It's the property tax thing that we have to worry about. That's the thing that is going to hold this up. You know, and I said this many moons ago, and I talked to Ken about it and some others, and they're like, not really, shouldn't be a problem. But they said it admittedly looks bad. It admittedly looks bad, but when you dig down in the numbers, the money is still there. I didn't realize this, but the Hillsborough County budget, you know how much their budget is every year, Timmy?
Oh, God. For the county?
$10 billion.
Seems like a lot.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And that's a year. So when you think the Rays are asking, what, $700 million or so from the county over 35 years? It sounds like a lot of money. It's really not. It's really not. And the money that can be returned within the 35 years, this sounds like a lot of money, but in the general, it's 3 times what you're putting in. But it's still, you know, when you look over 35 years, it's not a lot of money. That's why these other municipalities get this shit done overnight, because it's not that big a deal. But unfortunately, here in Hillbilly Tampa, at the city council, it's tough. Kurt says, lastly, Carlson brought up fans sending him nasty messages. Let's keep it clean, people. Take the high road. Yes. And you know who you are out there. I love your passion, guys, but let's stop with the nasty messages to the commissioners. We've never supported that. We've never supported that.
So that is
maybe to Wostall because he's so nasty to everybody else, but you know, he's taking the low road. So if you need to reach him on the low road, you might have to, but everybody else, let's keep it on the high road. And even with Wostall,
7.5% of your annual budget, but it's spread out over 35 years.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
to possibly bring in $55 billion in economic impact, with most of that money staying right here, paying employees.
Over 5 times your annual budget in return.
You want to, I'll send something else to you that we can put up after the break. And somebody sent me this, and it's about, there's going to be a Doge report on Hillsborough County. And they came up with $682 million in fraud and waste. That's that pays for the stadium right there. That just pays for the stadium right there. So if you want, there it is. Can you read that? I'll send it to you.
Just send it to me. Yeah, we'll play it. We'll put it up there.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one way to pay for the stadium. Stop the fraud and waste. And we can do it right now. And that's the last thing I'll say on this. But that's probably a lie. if you look at the property taxes, if you're going to lose revenue, how are you going to make that revenue up? That's my question. Okay. How about build something that will bring in more revenue? Here it is. If every county in the state, by the way, Orlando is going to be affected by this as well. So if you're thinking, well, we'll just move it to Orlando with the property tax. Oh, wait, it's in the same state. So they'll have the same issues,
right,
in terms of public money. Now they may have a little bit more tourism money. I get all that, but it all is affected. So the bottom line is, if you need more revenue, you better find vehicles to get it. You find people. Hopefully, somebody will come into your city, a private business, and say, "Hey, I got $8 to $10 billion. I want to build on this piece of land that basically you lose money on every year." And by the way, I'm going to bring in 9 million visitors a year, tourism, to put more money in your pockets. What city in Florida that's losing revenue wouldn't bend over backwards to get that deal? Again, it all sounds bad, but when you actually sit down and start crunching the numbers, everything that, even the property tax thing, for me, if I was a commissioner, I'd say, well, we need to find a way to get revenue. So let's pass this thing and get the money coming in as soon as possible in 29. Because that property tax is really not going to hit the counties until 29 or 30, if it passes. So remember that. You won't hear that or read that anywhere else. So, all right, what else do we need to get to? The Knicks last night and San Antonio. Holy freaking shizbang. A 30 or 29? 29-point lead in the second half. And you blow that.
All I could hear in the entire second half coming from the Spurs bench was,
what a clown show. How do you score 76 points in the first half, get up by 29, and then you're taking, I think I heard Wilbon say this morning, they took 17 threes in the second half and missed, I think, 14 of them. They regressed to the mean in the second half. Development.
You shot 65% either in the first quarter or the first half. I can't remember which one it was.
But the thing that really was crazy is they shot 10 of those 3-pointers with 10 seconds or more left on the shot clock. You're taking 3-pointers when you're up 29 with more than 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And even at the end, De'Aaron Fox, you got the ball in a 1-point lead with 10 seconds left. What are you doing? Why are you going to shoot the ball? Pull the ball out. Get your free throws. You can't lose. I mean, there's a good chance in that situation, if he pulls the ball out, by the time somebody gets to him, there's probably 5 seconds left.
And they're going to foul him.
And you're going to foul you. If you drain at least one, or if you drain 2, you can't lose. The one thing you can't do is not make the layup. And then you go up soft and get it blocked. So as much as I want to point to, that was the dumbest Spurs team. I mean, I'm not a Popovich fan, but damn, that dude has got to be rolling in his grave, and I'm not sure he's dead yet.
Yeah, I don't think he was there. I know he goes to the games in San Antonio, but I'm sure he doesn't make the trip.
I mean, he must have been pulling whatever hair he has left out watching that. That was unbelievable. That was the stupidest. But let's give some props to the Knicks, though.
Sure.
I mean, they played their ass off. And in that, I mean, as far as, all this, I got to say, all the stars that were there, everything that was going on. Well, I mean, the Swifty show and Larry David and Seinfeld. Because she was checking out her wedding venue. She was checking out her wedding venue. That's where her and Travis are getting married at Madison Square Garden. Did you know that?
They're already married. I got news for you. They've been married for months.
But they're doing so. She was checking out her wedding venue. Why, of all the places on earth you could get married, why you would do it there, I have no fucking idea. But so be it.
They should have just done it at halftime.
Yeah, right. But he wasn't there. Where was he?
Oh, he was there.
Oh, he was.
I thought I saw him.
I thought I just saw her and the girls.
No,
her friends. Yeah, no, I didn't see him on the guest list either. But anyway,
maybe not.
in that situation for Anunoby, I mean, how about Brunson? He's just like, I'm going to be the hero. I'm going to take this shot. I don't give a shit. And he takes it from the logo and damn near made it. Damn near made it. And the fact that he hit the front rim and it bounced up, he was that close to making it, gave Anunoby. If that thing clangs off, right, they got no chance for a putback. But the fact that it goes straight up in the air gives Anunoby a chance to do the tap in. And what that tip in, that video, that picture will last forever. It's Magic Johnson's sweeping sky hook. I mean, it's Steph Curry's 3 from the logo. It's Michael Jordan
Willis Reed running on the court.
Elo. It's just one of the greatest moments in NBA history.
Yeah.
With all that was going on around it. And man, that was something else. That is something the NBA desperately needed. In terms of pop culture and sports moment in the last 50 years that I can remember, Madison Square Garden, the Knicks haven't won in forever, coming out of nowhere, down 29, every celebrity in the history. My boy Charlie Ward was there last night.
Yeah.
Going to try to get Charlie on the show. What a moment. What a moment. Good Lord.
The only way, JP, question was kind of posed to me this morning over here in Dallas on the Fan, was the only way I think that could have been more iconic is if that was the clinching game, right? Yeah. Like if that's the game that won you the title. Yeah. Obviously that's more nostalgic and stuff, but it handed them the series. There's no way San Antonio comes back from this emotionally. No. And this is what happens with a young team. And I don't know if this was on the team and they were just ignoring coaching and shooting threes, or if the coaching staff failed to implement in them and go, hey, play smart. Let's get close shots. Let's run the shot clock down. Let's kill some clock. We're up 29. They're not going to come back on us. That's not who we are. All right. Smart shots. Hold the ball. Right. No turnovers. They went the entire first half and half of the third quarter without a turnover.
Yeah.
And then you got like 17 the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Again, credit to the Knicks, but good grief.
That was incredible. And almost as incredible as that was Rasmussen yesterday against the Red Sox. 13 Ks. But this number is the coup de grace. The 1 through 4 hitters, 0 for 11 with 11 strikeouts. Has not happened since 1901. 1901. Is that good? I think it's pretty good.
I think that's been a while. I don't remember that year.
Is that dominant? Yeah, that's pretty dominant. Like, I knew he was good yesterday. Watching him, like, damn, he is just, I think he had, 20 swing and miss? Just absolute, utter domination. And then the bullpen almost fucking blew the game. Are you freaking kidding me?
How terrifying was that?
Yeah. Good God. Holy crap. And so I'm dogging on Mullins in the middle of the game for a very weak-ass attempt at bunting. He got a bunt down early on. It led to a sac fly. And then the second time, it was almost like he didn't want to bunt. And I think he was a little pissed that he got the bunt sign. So that's why he turned around and hit a home run. He hit a home run. It turned out to be the game winner. So as soon as I dog a guy, he's going to come back and do something fantastic. And that's exactly what happened. So Anthony's got 3 home runs now in 7 games. He's still hitting 180. But he's, getting a little bit of pop, and that was a damn timely home run. Because if you lose that game after that start, man, that's debilitating. That's one that really, kicks your ass. And then instead you sweep the Red Sox and are now 12-0 in the AL East. And your next AL East game is July 5th at home. I'm talking about. They're 12-0 at home. Is July against the Yankees. So they're going to go into July without losing a home game against the AL East. How about that? And it gives you a sweep now, and you're back on momentum. And, what a freaking performance. And Fortes had 4 hits yesterday. Yandy continues to
How great is he?
He just continues to rake. Junior hit one off the wall. They're as quickly as they went into crapper, they're back. And, obviously it's not the greatest Red Sox team, but that's a hell of a performance. So, yeah. Michael LaRue says the Falcons blew a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. Did they? But the Spurs just blew a 29-point lead in the NBA Finals. Which collapse was worse? Great question. I was thinking about this last night.
Oh, it's the Falcons. I don't think it's close.
Yeah.
This happens way more frequently in the NBA. This is not
a 29-point comeback.
Well, a large comeback, 20 plus points. Absolutely. I've seen that.
Yeah, that happens all the time. Yeah. But in the finals,
I get it.
Of course, this was the Super Bowl as well.
Right.
Yeah, I think it is. Because in football, you have a much easier way of killing time.
Yeah, limited possessions.
Because obviously you have a shot clock. You don't have a shot clock in football. You have, you got a play clock, but drives can last from 1 minute to 20 minutes. So you have ways to kill the clock. And even defensively, there's ways to slow the game down. So there's a lot of different things you can do. So yeah, I would probably have to say the 28-3 is the worst. Is the worst of that. So yeah, it's a little easier to make up. Yeah, absolute good question. But even with Brady playing in that game, it still doesn't have the pop culture hit that this did with Madison Square Garden and all the celebs there and the players and everybody. Yep. I was just different, man. That was just different. Yes, we've seen the new logo for the combined Falcons Spurs. Yes, we've seen that. That's outstanding AI work, by the way. Michael asked what Bucs players reported to the NFLPA that practice was too tough. They need to be shown the door. I don't think that's the way it works. There's probably observers out there. The league probably has observers at every OTA. There's so many people out there. I would probably think that's what it is because you don't want it to be a player. Although I do remember when Gruden came in, Mark Royals, the punter, was the NFLPA representative, and he knew he wanted to install his offense and do extra practices and abuse the system. So he cut the NFLPA rep and brought somebody in who, kind of handpicked whoever he wanted to be, which I thought was interesting. At least that's how the story was told to me.
Right.
Sometimes you got to play in the gray area. It worked. They won a Super Bowl. Mark might not be happy with me saying that, but
probably not.
Yeah. Yes, we if we didn't explain that, later show here due to the morning Bucs practice, I wanted to get out there and check out some OTA stuff and get some videos and some Todd Bowl stuff and bring it back to you guys. So that's what we did. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side and get into some of the Todd Bowls and some of the videos for you guys. We are brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. They are making deals over there. They're one of the new Genesis dealerships, and they want to make deals. They're giving lots of trade value for your car if you bring it in. Trust me, I just did a deal with them, and they gave me about $4,000 more than my car was worth. No question about it. Probably more once they looked under the hood. But what I got was the GV70. That's the mid-size SUV that everybody is talking about for its performance. I needed some passing gear the other day, so I put it from Echo into sport mode and went around about 4 or 5 people. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Just one. I just went around one.
Yeah. Careful.
Yeah, man, the pickup was unbelievable. And the comfort, it is an incredible car. I invite you to test drive that car and go test drive the upper echelon midsize US, the Porsches, the Audis and all, and then compare the price and the performance. No comparison. As good or better for much, much less. It's the GV70, and the GV80 is freaking awesome. Everything they got there, it's the same deal. High performance, high luxury for a fraction of the cost of the other guys. GenesisofTampa.com. Back in 3. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch roofing done right.
As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch, and everything is handmade, and the wings are big, and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler, so don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source, so if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Alrighty, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show on this special edition. Bucs GM Jason Licht's going to join us in the 2 o'clock hour, probably closer to 2 o'clock than later. So stay tuned for that. So we got questions about Baker Mayfield. We got questions about Ruben Bain. We got all kinds of questions for him, so he'll join us here in just a little bit. We are brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance. Exciting things are happening at Italiano. They are now part of AJ Gallagher, one of the largest insurance brokers in the world. You will start to hear and see the name change coming up, but it will still be the same great folks providing amazing service. What does it mean for you? More insurance markets and options to better serve you and your family's needs. So call us at 813-877-7799 today and protect your family with the Italiano team at Gallagher Insurance, serving this community for over 65 years. All right. Let's get back to some of the comments, and then we'll get to some of the video that we have here today, Timmy. People accusing you of sending nasty messages.
Who would I be sending nasty messages to?
The city commission. Trust me, it's not him.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it to insult anybody.
Cord says Lynn Hertek wants affordable housing. Right now, there is none. The CRA head over there also wants that as well. Listen, I'm not a big fan of building affordable housing right next to a stadium. That doesn't make any sense. Let's use the money from the CRA, not only because there'll be more than just what's given back to the Rays, and use that to build affordable housing outside of their project in the other 820 acres of the CRA. That makes sense. So, Lynn, if you want affordable housing, first question is, why haven't you done anything about it to this point? Before the Rays came here. Now, they're going to bring in so much revenue, you'll be able to use that revenue to build affordable housing in the 820 other acres. So I hate the political games that these people play. And they want to point the finger at the Rays for something they haven't been able to do for 25 years in this CRA. Doesn't that seem a little odd to you? So now it's the Rays' fault that they're coming in and bringing you $8 to $10 billion in investment, but you want them to build affordable housing right next to the stadium. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. Be better. Why don't you use part of the money that you're getting back to build that affordable housing in the other blighted 120 acres of Drew Park? Let's work on that. I love being involved in politics now, local politics. It's so funny.
You're going to run for city council, aren't you?
I think I might. Maybe I'll run for mayor. I think I'd get more votes than her.
I want to be your press secretary.
Yes. Carlson doesn't want to only be informed. He wants to be involved. I believe city bylaws, state council isn't to be involved in such matters. That's what I heard, Kurt. That's from Kurt Thorson. That's how it was explained to me, that their government is set up differently. If you want to be involved in the negotiations, become the mayor, Bill, and then you'll be involved. Sound good? I'm fixing everything on the council. This is easy.
Not even there.
This is easy. All right. Kurt also says Commissioner Bowles wants a presentation on what impact the property tax vote may have. It passed with the same yes, no that the non-binding MOU passed with. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm okay with that. All right, let's get to some other stuff. Let's get to this is from T. Knowles. JP, how do you feel about our secondary? I feel like we could use a vet corner and perhaps some more depth. Yeah, I think that might be coming. I think they want to see what they got in some of these young guys. But I think when you start looking at the numbers, and Scott Reynolds has done a really good job of this Pewter Report. We talked about this on the show when he appeared, that they could probably use a veteran safety and probably use a veteran corner. And I think that what they'll probably do is give these guys reps. And then, you know, there's guys on the street and guys that will become available during training camp close to the season. So I think that's the route they're going to go. Well, you know what? We'll ask Jason about that. Does he have enough depth in the secondary? See, we're getting all kinds of stuff done here today.
JP, I'm seeing breaking news coming across my X account from multiple sources. The Rams have canceled the rest of their mini camp. Monday is the last day of their offseason. And apparently they're not the first team to do this.
Is there a reason why?
No reason was given. other than maybe some of these coaches that we think are really good coaches don't like the way the offseason program is set up because you can't do anything. Physical.
I mean, yeah, look at the Bucs. In case you missed it, they got docked to practice because people fell down.
Yeah.
It might be a little pushback to that. It might be just a coach like, you know what, we can't do anything here anyway.
Yeah.
Just go. We'll see you in training camp. Yeah. What else we got? I don't want to do any more. I'm not sorry, guys. I'm not going to do any more stadium stuff today. I think we've done enough.
I have a stadium one here from from Pooh Shiesty that I thought was interesting. He says Lynn Hertak and Charlie Miranda don't like Applebee's. Then you know what? Screw them because they're missing out. They don't have my vote.
Kurt said something else not stadium related. So by the time I got to my seat at the Trop yesterday, Rasmussen had 5Ks and Mats has got to go. He broke. Yeah, he is awful. He is awful right now. Steve Mike. He's got two first names. So do you think the Bucs win more than 7 games this year with bowls? I don't think we do. We went through the schedule.
That's a really good point, Steve
Mike, Steve.
That's a very good point.
I said what I had us at 10-7, and I think you had us at 9-8.
Yeah.
I mean, Todd.
I think you win 9 games at least just by virtue of the sucky division you're in.
But that's only 6 games.
All right.
You got to win some other games outside the division. And you're not going to go 6-0 in your division either.
Get swept by the Saints.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. I think anything from 5 wins to 12 wins is possible. I think the roster's really good. I think the roster's pretty good. I think it's really good. I think the roster's good. But yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in Todd as a manager, as a game manager. Last year, I thought he was getting better in the beginning and then kind of regressed at the end when everything was going haywire, went total panic mode. Yeah. I know we got a long way to see what happens, but I just don't have a lot of confidence, but we'll see. The good thing is when you don't have a roster, you suck. Good coaching ain't going to, suddenly magically get you 12 wins. So when you have a good roster and maybe, a coach he's not terrible. He's 500. So can your better roster get you to 10-7? Yeah, I think you can. And that'll win you the division. 10-7 will win you the South. And then you'll host a home game and see what happens. Do I think Todd Bowles can outcoach, the elite coaching in the playoffs? No, I don't think so. He's 1-3.
You think he'll outcoach Ellen Moore from New Orleans?
God, I hope so. You just like saying Ellen Moore. You just love that. Rick says the Red Sox wanted no part of Big Red. When I saw the bullpen activity in the 7th, I told my brothers this may not end well. You were right. Oh, wow. Thank God for Mullins running into one. Yeah. He says Duran on the Sox is a head case. He's been suspended before for interactions with fans. He caught a pop-up to end an inning and proceeded to hurl the ball at the tarps off boys. Intended malice. Yeah, that's not needed. It's not needed.
He's got
Pooh Shiesty says, hey, everyone complained about roads, fire trucks, and affordable housing. Haven't done squat in the past decade plus. All of a sudden, those are top priorities. What the shiz bang? I know, right? You're indicting yourself. You're indicting yourself. Oh, here, I didn't send that to you in the break. I meant to send this to you. See, you want to get some get pissed off about some politics and politicians, and and when this stuff comes out, I mean, they keep pointing the finger at the Rays and everything. There's about to be a lot of fingers pointed at the people on the city and the county commission. So when it comes to fraud and waste in Hillsborough County. Yeah. Hey, Mike says, JP, I can't watch the NBA anymore with these ticky-tack fouls they're calling. You just touch the guy, there's a whistle. It's not fun to watch. Yeah, it's been that way for a while. There's no real consistency with it. You know, I mean, Wemby can just like push Jalen Brunson down in the neck that and not get a flagrant foul. I mean, that's laughable. That's kind of laughable. And then, and then constantly stopping the game to look at it. Was that a flagrant? Was it not? I can't stand that. I cannot. That's not what replay was meant for.
And it doesn't take, not that it takes long. You know, they usually get it done pretty quick, but it completely disrupts the flow of the game for both teams, really.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Well, I know why Mike Evans went out there to San Francisco. Evidently, the 49ers canceled the rest of their OTAs too, but that's because they practiced next to the Chernobyl power plant. Did Mike get a lead suit when he went out there? Did he get the new lead filled leggings? Better.
If he blows a hammy again or tears his knee up again, that's going to be the first thing people bring up.
Yeah, I forgot to mention this. Victor Tambura said, I just read Morrison is hurt again. Not a good sign considering he was hurt in college as well. The best ability is availability.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, some guys, especially when it's hot and it's just practice, pull up the hammy. I'm not saying he's one of those guys, but looks like one of those guys. But we'll see. Listen, he watching him out there last year and early on in training camp, he was really good. He looks good. He's got everything you need in terms of the size and speed, and you know, he's a smart player. You know, when he's been on the field, he's been super productive at Notre Dame. You just got to get him on the field. Oh, yeah, you got to get him on the field. All right, let's get to some of the videos, shall we, my friend?
Yeah.
We're just going to hit some of them, and I'll narrate them. I guess I can do this, right? Will they play for me as well? They'll play for you?
Yeah.
Same thing. This is the outside linebackers doing some sled work here. One of these, hopefully, is Ruben Bain. Just watching him sprint from one space to the other is, you know, he brings a lot of fire. You know, he just a lot of energy. Here's something else. The new defensive line coach, I forget his name. And that's Simmons right there. This is the kid they got last year. He is a freaking house. He is big as a house. He's look how wide he is. I think he's like 325, 330. One of the things that definitely jumped out at me, and I think this might be one of those. Yeah, this is all the defensive line. So much bigger.
Marcus West, is that who you're referring to?
Yes, Marcus West. Thank you. The defensive line with Ashawn Robinson, Simmons, it's just so much bigger than it was last year. So much bigger. You know, quicker, a lot more energy. It just looks more stout. Yeah, there's Bain going through the bags, I think. Was that him? Yeah, he was. When you see him go through the bags like this, he's just so much faster and quicker than everybody else. Hopefully I have one of them. We kind of just threw this together at the last second. I apologize. But yeah, this is defensive line again. And you could just big butts. They got big butts, and I cannot lie. There are a lot of them, a lot of big butts, a lot of sweat going on too. All right, let's hit some of the Todd Bowles stuff, and I'll narrate as we go as well. Here's one of the sound clips.
About 3 or 4 plays every quarter, and you know, trying to practice safety as well. And we got a lot of new guys trying to learn how to practice, but we cleaned that up and kind of took care of it.
So they mandated them the day off, or was that was
yeah, that's a mandate.
Coach, we saw Monte Capehart out there. I don't know how active he's been. We saw him his sideline to begin OTAs, but how big is it to get him kind of going for mandatory minicamp?
To get him active.
So Capehart was out there for the first time. One of the defensive linemen. He looks like a project to me. You know, he was a 6th round pick. Looks like a project to me. He's kind of big, but not explosive. Anything that I saw.
Well, that's what you expect from a 6th round pick, right?
You speak to Vita Vea's season last year. I know he's out there working with Sue again. Last couple of years, he's been in great shape. He played, I think, more snaps last year, probably due to injury.
I think that was one. We didn't get the answer. Sorry about that.
It did count. It was a touchdown for sure. I'm not sure who caught it. I think it was Tez.
Yeah, Tez caught a touchdown.
That Godwin had a good day today.
I think everybody has a good day in t-shirt and shorts. They're just continuing to get better and pushing each other to get better, and that was the biggest thing.
So you gave the team a couple of days off from OTAs and they came out here today. Is that just because you feel like you've gotten a lot of work done and a lot of progress has been made?
Well, we gave them off Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday was their day off. Wednesday, by the league, looking at the first practice, we had too many guys on the ground, so they took a practice from us. So Wednesday was by their doing. Tuesday was already set in motion for our doing. And we cleaned it up after that, and we understand we're not trying to get nobody hurt, and that was the basis of it.
So you got reported.
There's something wrong with a practice where you have to practice to not get guys hurt specifically.
Yeah, I mean, that whole thing. When he said that, we were all just kind of looking at each other. I was like, "Wait, what?"
Did nobody follow up and ask him, like, "What does that?"
We followed up like 3 or 4 times. We played them out of order, but everybody followed, like, because we couldn't believe what we heard. We're like, and then they were asked, like, who reported it, and he didn't say. It's just,
that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Bizarre. With the hand, obviously, but at the same time, he's got to take some mental reps. But as a D lineman, it doesn't show to you out there physically, so he's got to continue to learn the system and get better from that standpoint.
Bucky Irving also back today in a very limited capacity.
Yeah, Bucky's doing a lot of things. He does individually, catches a lot of passes and everything. We expect him to be ready for the summer.
Coach, the last time,
summer, not fall.
Since the last time we talked to you.
That's good news.
Yeah. Do one more.
Everybody to be here. At the same time, it's really a continuation of the practices we've been doing, just getting the system down. The preparation part of it is going to be critical for us, doing individual drills and getting stuff down that's going to be muscle memory once we start training camp. So if we can get that done during OTAs or mini camp, I'll be happy.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just another OTA. It's good to see. I'm glad I got my eyes on some of the guys out there. They did a little bit of 11 on 11. And again, Godwin looks great. He looks fantastic. He just, and he's coming back not often injury this year. We saw him at the end of last year. We really started to get going towards the end. You saw that burst again, and you see that burst from him again, even in practice. He's separating from guys. And, we talk a lot about Emeka Egbuka, but the bottom line is a healthy Chris Godwin, at the beginning of last year or 2 years ago, he was leading the league in the first 5 games in receptions. He was kicking ass. And if that guy can return, he could be that number one, and he can be, that mentor to Emeka Egbuka. I mean, you get Godwin and Egbuka. Those are 2 tough, really, really tough covers. And then you got J-Mac got a touchdown as well as today. And Tez, I mean, they got a lot of weapons. And I think Zach Robinson, the new OC, it's going to be really interesting to see this offense. And here's the thing, if they can return to that running game that they had under Liam Cohen with this many weapons in the air and a guy with the arm talent of Baker Mayfield, I mean, there's an opportunity for this to be a super explosive offense. I mean, that's exciting. That's exciting.
You know what I'm hearing, JP? Yeah. With explosive opportunities come explosive injury opportunities too.
Yeah, you got to stay healthy. I mean, that's always the the qualifier. You got to stay healthy, and they've got some depth at receiver. So, I think they get a little bit more depth at offensive line, but not a lot of great depth. And they added the guard, so hopefully they just need that offensive line to stay healthy. That offensive line stays healthy. This is a team that's gonna. Baker won't get beat up as much. They won't have to throw as much. It will save their defense. They get the running game going. It's the key to everything. And if they can stay healthy, I think this is definitely a 10-win team without question.
Which will win the division in this division for sure, easily.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, I was talking to some of the guys out there as well, and people are excited about this defense too. The additions that they've made. Watching Anzalone out there, he just moves really well, and he's a smart guy in coverage. And hopefully that will not only help against running backs in the flat, but also across the middle. Having 2 big guys in the middle that have some reach to them. It's a little bit harder to throw those digs over the top of them, which is something that has been, wide open. Tight ends running down the seam, digs in front of the safety and behind the linebackers. That's been the great wide open. And hopefully Anzalone and Trotter, being a big guy, can cut down on that. And if they play some more dime, I think they can cut down on that. So I think this, with Bain coming off the edge, it just gives it a whole different feel. And Keontae Scott too. That's a great addition. Having a playmaker and a guy that really is really good against the run and can cover in the slot and can blitz. Again, blitzing when you want to, not because you have to. Being able to get, pressure with 4. It's a big deal. Kurt says Cohen with Bucky, Warwick Dunn 2.0, Grizzard with Bucky, all start up the gut. That Grizzard game plan beat Bucky to shit. Yeah, we said that last year. It's like he's not a 20 carry guy. He's not 20 carries a game. He's 10 to 12 carries a game, 5 to 6 touches in the pass game, and let Gainwell have the others. And that's where that needs to be for Bucky to be the player that will actually be able to play through a season. All right, let me show the people this before we go to cut the break. This is what's coming up from the Doge people. Hillsborough County budget, $10.3 billion. That's yearly. They reviewed this, and this is broken down into, it's a small percentage. So 6.6% of the budget reviewed, they found $682 million in potentially wasteful spending, fraud, and waste. $682 million. That's your money right there in 1 year for the stadium. Right there. Right there. So while the percentage doesn't seem like a lot of $10 billion, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to waste. That's a lot of money to waste. And at least you'd know if you spent this money on the stadium, you'd know where that money's going. And a lot of that money would go right into the pockets of the construction workers who live here. That's why when you dig into the numbers, folks, this deal is awesome. And we get to keep our baseball team, which I think is kind of important. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back on the other side. Hopefully, Jason Licht will be joining us here in the 2:00 hour. We're brought to you by the fantastic folks at the Golden Diamond Source. Father's Day is coming up, kids. We like shiny things, too. We like shiny watches. We like shiny pendants. We like things with our kids' named on it. You want to get engraved? Do that. Dads love that stuff. You get it all at the Gold and Diamond Source. If you're looking to pop the question this summer, no better place than the Golden Diamond Source. They only sell real diamonds. You don't want to start your journey with that lovely wife of yours with a fake diamond. That's a really bad idea. 0% interest over 5 years. You can get a $5,000 diamond for just $86 a month. The Golden Diamond Source, great folks over there, great in the community, and a great place to shop. Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Overton Road, just across the Howard Franklin in Clearwater. Back in 3.
Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to JP Peterson Show. Jason Licht, Bucs general manager, will be joining us here in the 2 o'clock hour at some point. He's at the Cut for the Cure right now, getting his hair colored. So he's gonna wash that out before he comes join us. Yeah, right. Well, you'd be great there. But they shave they either color your beard or shave it. I'm not sure what they would do.
Oh, I hope they just color it.
They do one of those two. Hey, big thanks to our folks at Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling. They are your dynamic duo to make sure your HVAC needs are up to snuff for this hot snubber that's coming your way. So if you want to get part of that maintenance plan going on right now, $169 gets you 2 visits. They'll come out right now and take care of your drain line, make sure everything's working perfectly. You get 2 visits for $169. They'll tell you how much life you got left in that AC unit, whether you're going to need a new one. If you do, American Standard Heating and Cooling, they are the ones that'll get her done for you. The best units, most durable, most efficient here in Florida. American Standard Heating and Cooling and Third Generation Plumbing. All right. Let's also, what else do we want to get to here in the, the World Cup is starting today.
No.
Did you know that?
Did not know that.
The World Cup? Yeah.
I knew it's a thing, and I knew that they're playing it here.
USA Paraguay tomorrow in LA. We will have our first match against Paraguay, who we've beaten, I think, 4 times in a row in friendlies and in some other stuff. So,
which means exhibition.
That's an exhibition game. If it's a friendly, that means that if it counts, it's not friendly.
Can we just call it exhibition?
We could, but they call it something else. And so
well, they also call it football, but we call it soccer. So I kind of feel like we've set a precedent for not calling it what they call it.
We haven't. Yeah. You can do that. I think that's why, some of these friendlies where people were confused. Like, is that World Cup or is it not? I don't know.
See, yeah, I'm right there.
So yeah, and what's our guy Richards? Richards is going to play in the midfield. This is the big story for the USA. He hurt his ankle playing for, I believe he plays for Crystal Palace, a really good player in the Premier League. So we need him desperately, and he's going to be able to line up on our side. We call it a side here. So he will start and hopefully be a big part of what Team USA. I hear I watched some of the folks this morning talking about these matches. So this is not my analysis. I'm stealing from people whose names I don't know. I'm sorry, but they seemed like they had a British accent. So it seemed like they really knew what they were talking about.
It sounds smart.
By the way, Jeff Antonello will join us tomorrow, the former USF and MLS goalie. And a USF Hall of Famer. He's also works for the Rowdies. Rowdies off to an incredible start. So we'll talk some Rowdies and World Cup tomorrow at 10:30 with him. But yeah, I tell you what, Timmy, I remember when it was it 94?
Mm-hmm.
When we held the World Cup in 94, it was a huge freaking deal. Like people, like everybody was into it.
Seems bigger than it does now. I agree.
Way bigger. Like this was supposed to like take over the world here in the US and North America. And I just don't sense that at all.
No. I'm hearing more negative than I am positive about it this time around.
Is it because of the gouging? I mean, the only stories I've seen have been about just the tickets and the parking. I mean, $250 to park, ticket gouging,
right? Hotel gouging,
gouging, all that. That's the only real stories I've heard or seen.
Well, and I'm hearing negative stories from the attendees, from the people overseas coming. And look, I don't pretend to be in that culture. I don't know. Like if they held a Super Bowl overseas, are we making a big deal about going and being there? Or are we just going to wait until they have it here again so we can go? I don't understand all of the people who are over there wanting to come over here to watch soccer. They watch it over there every day. But whatever
the World Cup, man.
Okay, I don't know if that's.
It's a big deal. It's every 4 years. It's like it's the world's most popular game. It's the only time we ever have good on good. Every country in the world is represented, or at least has a chance.
Right.
It's a big freaking deal, and I respect that.
I'm hearing all the stuff I'm hearing from the people that are coming over here to attend it are just crapping all over our country because it's not like their country. Like the same thing I would do if I went over there, to be quite honest with you, I'm sure. Like they're used to walking everywhere they go. Well, you can't come to Arlington and stay in Mansfield and walk to Arlington to the game. That's not physically possible. You'll die.
Yeah.
Either from heat stroke or get run over by a car. And they're not prepared for that. Like they didn't consider that apparently. So I'm hearing a lot of that, at least here locally.
Well, in 94, it wasn't like that. It was like the world came and they loved it, and it was kick ass.
Yeah. I don't know.
I went to one of the games in Orlando. It was Ireland versus the Netherlands, and it was It was awesome. We went down to Church Street Station, pregame there, and it's about a mile walk, and the entire way everybody's singing songs. And my wife at the time was Irish, and so we had the Irish scarves and all that, and it was a big deal that Ireland made it to the quarterfinals. Like it was a huge deal. That they even made it to the knockout round. I think they've only done that once or twice in their country's history. So it was a really big deal. Netherlands won.
Yeah, and I went to here at the Cotton Bowl because I had to. I was asked to cover it.
Yeah.
It was Brazil and the Netherlands in, I think, July of 94 is the game. It was a quarterfinal game is the one that I went to. And, it was cool. It was cool being there. Like I enjoyed the experience. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't understand the game. I still don't. But the people were into it, man. I've never seen a rowdier crowd at a sporting event than at a soccer game. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
And it was fun, but I just don't remember the negativity in 1994. The political
everything's
landscape,
so negative these days.
Yeah, it was different back then.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I'll be watching USA big time on Friday. I mean, I'll be all into that.
Who do they play?
Paraguay.
Do we hate Paraguay?
Well, everybody hates us.
I don't know if I even know where that is. Central America, right?
I believe. I believe. Pretty sure.
Let's find out.
Yeah, it's somewhere down there. One of them little ass countries down there.
We should beat
well,
them,
we
right?
should. Like we should beat them. Yes, we should beat them. But they're, I heard the smart people talking, and they are talented. They're a side that likes to sit back and counter.
Oh, it's South America.
Yeah, South America.
South of Brazil. North of Argentina. Okay. All right. It's way down there. We're going to win, JP.
So
we're a better country.
Well, Argentina won the whole thing, and they're near Paraguay. So
that was fake. I don't recognize their victory.
In Brazil.
Did they play America in the finals?
Well, listen, Brazil and Argentina are really good, and if they are near there, So they're
good.
They got to be. So they're evidently they're a very good counterattacking team. So whoever this analyst was, I think it was Burkhalter, was saying that if the U.S. tries to really push and score, that's exactly what they want to do. They get you out of position, and then they counterattack, and then they score. They score on you, and then they sit back and defend, and you win 1-0.
Sounds a little bit like the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it all. But I'm going to be into it. I'm certainly going to be into it, and I think it will go poorly. Frankly, I think it's going to go poorly, and we may not, even though they set us up in the group of easy. And we should definitely
do that on purpose for the host. They do that on purpose for the host country.
No, it's supposed to be random, but wink, wink. We know FIFA's not on the up and up. Never have been, right?
No,
it's a pretty corrupt organization. So usually when you host, they want to see you get through the knockout round. And if the USA can do that, I think we've only done that once, won a knockout round game since '94. I think it was the last time we got to the semis or even close. So, the chances are that we're not going to do well. And this hasn't been the greatest run up. We thought that we were going to have this team and bring them along and through the years. And by the time we got to the World Cup, we would have our best team ever. That just hasn't materialized in any way. So if we do well, I said then I think it'll be a surprise to a lot of the so-called experts. And who's going to win it? A lot of people like Argentina. A lot of people like the French.
So I have a theory, JP, on why America can't hang with the rest of the world in soccer. And
I cannot wait for this.
It's probably not an outlet. It's probably a fact. But it's my theory just because of my observations of living here and stuff. But I feel like in every other country that's good at soccer or that fields a national soccer team, that team is getting that country's best athletes because that's the sport. That's what they want to do. That's what's most important to them. In America, I feel like kids don't grow up wanting to play professional soccer or national team soccer or whatever. It's like once you get to like high school, they'll go play collegiately if they're good, I guess. But I feel like a lot of other guys that are playing football and baseball and basketball are better athletes. And they're the targets of those other sports. So there's more. I guess what I'm saying is I think here in America, kids have more competition for others to go play other sports and frankly make a lot more money.
Right.
Than what you have around the world. Right. Like, so we're not offering our best to the soccer team.
That's always been the pretty popular and I think accurate narrative. I think it's very accurate.
I didn't think I was breaking ground or anything here.
No, but I think it's right. And, I always say if Deion Sanders played soccer, he'd have been the greatest player of all time.
Right.
We just, our guys of that athletic ability they don't want to play soccer. And I get it. But also I heard Landon Donovan say this. He said the way soccer is run in the United States is, and this won't shock you, the development process is really effed up.
Right.
It says because of all these travel soccer teams and how money is coming to the sport. The kids, the great athletes, not only do they not want to play the game, they can't afford to play the game. They can't afford it because it costs $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 or more a year or a half a year to be on a travel team. And once you get, past 10, 11, 12 years old, in that they identify the really great players, and then you go into this system where it costs a lot of money to get the best coaching. And a lot of the parents can't afford it, and they just drop out and they go play other sports. And so, and also he talked about the coaches, even at the 9, 10, 11-year-old level. This is crazy, but he would know. He said, you got coaches that are not coaching to develop players. They're coaching to win the game. So in other words, if you got a little kid who's good at the game and a bunch of little kids who aren't, the greatest athletes, but they're technically pretty good at their age, those are the kids that are going to play all the time and get all the scoring opportunities because they can score, as opposed to maybe a better raw athlete who's not technically very good. And they're just like, I don't have time for that. This kid over here is going to, win me games here in this 10 and under. It sounds ridiculous.
I get it though.
But I totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally get that. Right. And so we're not, and then that really super good athlete is like sitting on the sidelines or playing defense and wants to score. And they're like, no, you stay back there. Just, run over people. I'm a little Johnny over here is going to score 10 goals, but he's limited. He's limited. Right. Whereas this kid probably, if he developed his skills, would be a great player. I totally get that part of it too. And I think he's right. Our little coaches out there want to make sure that they win the 10 and under trophy at all cost, and that's
good for them.
Yeah. So, and I'm just regurgitating what I heard him say. I don't hang out at soccer fields, but my brother had 2 daughters, or one in particular was a really good soccer player. And he used to tell me about all the politics involved in it and playing time and all the bullshit.
Man.
And just said it would just drive him crazy. And I totally get it. I've heard this from soccer parents and volleyball parents too, that there's so much politics involved in these because it's big money stuff. It's big money stuff. And it's not necessarily made to develop players. It's made to make money. Shocking development here in the United States of America. It's all about money. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, let's take another break because I want to clear the breaks. And when Jason pops on, we got to get him on because we only got like 10 or so minutes with him. So let's take a quick break. Hopefully when we come back, we will have Jason Licht for you ready to go. And we'll ask a little Buccaneers questions here and have some fun with Jason Licht, as we always do. We're brought to you by the great folks at KingmakersTampa.com. If you want to be a part of this incredible club here where we have a production studio, shared office space, a golf simulator, a sports bar, really cool place. Look it up. It's KingmakersTampa.com. And Cafe Paradiso, the best Italian restaurant you will ever go to. It's where all the stars hang out, by the way. You never know who you're going to see on South McDill at Cafe Paradiso because my buddy Paulo's been there forever. He knows everybody. Everybody loves going to Cafe Paradiso. If you have not tried it, you are missing out. Cafe Paradiso on South McDill. Go to Open Table and get your reservation now. Back in 3.
JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you. As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio.
Costs less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler, so don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source, so if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch, and everything is handmade, and the wings are big, and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service you get, $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
Let's go.
Right now.
Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Got a Jason Licht update here coming up in just a minute. Want to remind you, the good folks at Pitch Roofing, who you just heard about, they are offering a JP discount, and also just call them, have them come out to your house and get educated about your roof. They will do a free inspection of your roof, tell you how much life you got left in the roof. They'll walk you through the process if there is some damage, how insurance works, and also if there's a hurricane, and obviously roofers will be very, very busy, you can get in line right away. And so Pitch Roofing will know about you, know where you are, have already inspected your roof, and you would be moved to the front of the line, so to speak. So get a relationship going with the good folks at Pitch Roofing. Doesn't cost a dime. Just have them come on over and take a look at your roof, and then you can make some informed decisions about your future at your home. pitchroofing.com. Great folks. Tell them JP sent you. By the way, the Rays off today, and they will take on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, which is still the stupidest name in sports. Another bad team. Friday at 9:30. That'll be McClanahan against.
Should be a sweep.
Yeah. Could be good to go on the road and face another bad team. Boy, the American League just in general, not great. Not great.
Unless you're in the East.
Jason Licht will be joining us. I just got the message from the old Nelson Louise, PR director, said probably closer to 235 or 240. So there we go. There we go. We will
coming up
for the boss, man. Kurt Thorson reminds us, how about the Ben Hill Griffin Stadium getting a $1.45 billion upgrade? Whoa! $1.45 billion to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. That's, some of the folks that
who's paying for that.
Is it getting a roof? Like, what's going on there? That's a lot. And that's a weird, it's, it kind of sits down right there in the middle of campus. So there's not a whole lot of land there that they could build a new one for 145. You could build a brand new one. Interesting.
Yeah.
I knew they were going to do major renovations, and they're going to do a lot like what Florida State did in the lower levels, put in premium seating and lower boxes. Because that's where the money is made. And this is where everything's going. Fewer seats for the Gen Pop, for the Ham and Egger, more seats for the elites that are going to pay big money. That's where everything's going. Everything for the elites, nothing for the lower guy. Class warfare. It's on. I don't like it. I don't like that trend in sports. I really don't like it. John Hill reminds us, did you see this, Timmy? NCAA men's 110-meter high hurdle, new world record yesterday, 12.75, as Jacoby Tharp of Auburn just smoked it. 12.75, a new world record. That was a hell of a performance. I saw that.
I did see that because I've got TCU and SMU representatives over there right now, or up there.
Gambling alert. We got picks. Ross Blacker looks like he knows soccer. Look at that guy. That dude knows soccer. So liquidated by 401k to take Morocco to make the semis. Atta boy.
Okay, first of all, Ross, you have to convince me that that's a real country. I think you got duped.
Morocco.
Like, I know Morocco. I'm familiar with Morocco. I'm just saying.
I like maracas. Maracas. That's a nice pair of maracas he got there. Danny Boy said went to the quarters. We went to the quarters and lost to Germany in Japan, Korea, whenever that was.
Was that 94?
Yeah, that was the last. No, that 94 was here. I don't remember when it was in Japan and Korea.
Oh, yeah.
I need more information. Alejandro is in today. Said, well, boys, since we probably be Messi and Ronaldo's, it'll probably be Messi and Ronaldo's last World Cup ever. Who would you like to see win it all one more time between the two of them? I personally would like to see Messi win one more. The age-old question, Timmy, are you a Messi fan or a Ronaldo fan?
I don't know who either of those people are.
I'm going to go Messi.
I know the names. I mean, I've obviously heard the names, but if they both walked into my room right now, I could not tell you which one was which.
Ronaldo's more handsome.
Okay. More handsome than me?
By far. Michael LaRue says U.S. soccer's pay-to-play model prices out many talented kids. Families often spend thousands on club fees, making access depend more on income than ability and shrinking the talent pool. Boy, that's dumb. That's really dumb. But once again, it's all about the money here in the great United States of America. Douglas asks, JP, is Ken Hagan still working to get the county vote completed by mid-July? Yes. That's what he told us, mid-July. Looks like it was a 5-2 vote. Commissioner Bowles is asking for the report on the property tax, what that would do. So he may defect, but you'd still have a 4-3 vote for the county. So, county, I'm not worried about.
How
City.
can Todd Bowles not vote for this thing? And is that why he's not coaching well? Because his duties are split with.
I don't think this is the same guy, but I will say this: nobody on the Bucs would vote for this.
No,
let me just put it that way.
They want their own money.
Yeah, I think they so don't want to look like the bad guy in this. They're doing everything they can to not look like the bad guy. But the way they've handled this has certainly not helped the Rays in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to go as far to say that they waited till the last minute to weigh in. But they waited till the last minute to weigh in. They did. That's a fact. They could have come a lot sooner, but they didn't. They chose not to. That's just a fact. And the fact that whole TSA thing, you know, telling the city and the county, we have to take care of Raymond James Stadium. Folks, I don't want to piss off any of the TSA folks or any of that, but that body is largely a ceremonial body. The people that work the TSA, Eric Hart, Bobby Sylvester, those are the people and their staff. They do all the work. That body is kind of an advisory body. And DeSantis just appointed somebody, didn't replace anybody, so to speak, didn't kick anybody out. Somebody had termed out, and he replaced somebody else that would be more favorable to the Tampa Bay as a whole and not stuck in the Bucs. I mean, this TSA board, as obviously they handle Raymond James Stadium. That's their baby. Who plays at Raymond James Stadium? The Bucs. Well, who are they going to favor? The Bucs. Duh. But does that mean they're looking at this deal with an objective lens? I would have to say no.
That would be hard to do.
It would be hard to do. And so the commissioners know this. The people that vote on it know this. So it's like, thank you for the letter. Appreciate it. We'll take it from here. But when you put that letter out there and it gets into the press, it gets muddy. It's very, it makes everybody writes their stories. Oh, the Bucs won $1 billion. When of course they don't want $1 billion in public money. It's not what they're asking for, and it's not what they're going to get. They're going to get $500 million, and it's already been set aside. So I hate to be the voice of reason in these things, but here I am. Michael LaRue says European countries have free academies for most of the talented school-age kids. That is correct. He is correct. We don't do it like they do. We don't use college scholarships, or they don't use college scholarships as the end-all, be-all. And you know what's funny about that, Timmy? Is by the time all these parents pay for the travel, since the kids are 10 years old and pay all the club fees, they could have sent their kid to college 5 times over. Jeez. But they say, you know what? Hey, if he gets a college scholarship, it'll all be worth it. Will it? No. By the time you spend $200,000 when the kid's from 10 to 18, you could have paid for his own college. Think about it.
The problem is a lot of the parents think their kids are way better than they really are.
Of course they do. Because the coaches tell them they are to get their money. Oh, he's good. He's really good. Yeah, I'd sign him up. That'll be $10,000, please. Yeah. Pooh Shiesty says JP knows soccer. He was an all-pro in his elementary school team. Now, you know what? Nah.
I'm going to brag a little. I was an all-pro at every sport in elementary school.
That's not true. I sucked at soccer. I was a good goalie. I was a really good goalie because I could catch. Yeah, didn't have to run and kick. I could catch. That's something I learned. But the other stuff, no bueno. Rick says Jason is still reviewing JP's tapes from elementary and middle school. Breaking news, he will offer him a contract live on the air.
Yep.
I should send him some of my high school tape. See what he thinks.
See where that tape ends up.
I'd say you're slow and you can't throw.
And you're white.
Yeah. Is that your professional evaluation, sir?
Yeah.
Yes.
After countless hours of
blonde hair, that blonde hair flowing out the back of your helmet, that's nice. That is nice. That's good.
After countless hours of watching game film of JP as a teenager, I've come to the conclusion that JP's white.
Oh, Aviation says Phil Mickelson accused of non-consensual contact with a female employee. Oh, wow.
Wait, is that what we're calling it now? Non-consensual contact? What the heck? I would expect nothing less from Phil
We used to just say he grabbed her ass.
Yeah. He groped her.
Now it's it's non-consensual contact. Don't have non-consensual contact with my butt, please. That's a lot.
Jeez, I miss the old days.
I know, right?
Grab anybody you wanted to.
We're kidding. We don't. He's wrong. That's not true.
I meant in a fun way, not violently or anything.
You can't say that stuff, Timmy. Pooh Shiesty says, between the new USF on-campus stadium and now the Benny Hill Stadium renovations, everyone can build a stadium except the Rays. It's so true. Actually, we were talking about that today. And how did USF get it done? You know what they didn't have to do? Go to the county and city.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, when you're dealing with reasonable people and politics is not involved. See, that's one of the great things that the Braves did when they did their deal is they did everything under the table. Nobody knew they were negotiating. They had the whole deal done before it ever hit the press. And this deal has been absolutely dissected every single step of the way. Every single thing that has happened, every meeting, every email that has been traded has been dissected and sent to the clickbait factory. And that's why it's been so horribly negative and all that crap. Just really, really bad. All right. To Jarvin Garnett says, I'm late. Is Jason Licht come on that? No. He's still trying to get the coloring out of his hair. So I think Big O's here, though. So we'll get
Sounded like it.
Come on in, Big O. Come on in. Just jump. Just kick the door in. There you go. No, you're good. You're good. No, yeah, it gets a little sticky there. By the way, Jason Licht was supposed to be on a little bit earlier, so he's a little delayed. So he may take your spot. So, but jump on in. Let's talk Rays until he gets here. Yeah, no, you can come on in. You can sit wherever. Yeah, do what you got to do. Drink. Yeah, get a drink, sit down, have some fun. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I got your mics up. Yeah, so we can talk a little Rays there until Jason gets there.
We're about to talk basketball.
Yeah, you want to talk hoops?
Are you kidding me? And tie it into baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
What'd you think of that game last night?
Hold on a second.
Wait a second.
What happened?
I'm not exactly sure. Oh, he needs a ball. He needs his.
He's got to have the ball.
Oh, his phone. Got to get his phone.
That's for you.
All right. We just got a note from Nelson that said Jason will log in here in just a little bit. You got a question for Jason?
I do. I would love to just hear what he has to say.
Yeah, well, you'll be on with him. Yeah. He'll be joining us here in a little bit. He just popped in.
Good.
Yeah.
Let's talk Buccos.
Well, yeah. He's probably a big fan of yours. I don't know. We'll find out.
I'm a fan of his.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's find out. Jason Licht joining us now. Jason, can you hear us? Can you see us?
Hang on.
Oh, hold on. On standby.
There he is. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, your hair looks good. Did you get all the coloring done today at the Cut for the Cure?
I did. I got it all washed out too. That's a process.
I can only imagine.
Yeah,
well, thank you for
it.
Yeah, it was. How was the event today? Everybody was there. It showed up. I had to run to do my show, but
it was great. It's awesome. Seeing all those kids, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's such a great thing that Brian does. And that head of hair that he had, it's all gone.
It's all gone.
What a waste. What a waste, man.
Wow.
Look, I could use that. Look at that. I mean, come on. Come on.
You know, I cut mine, maybe it was like 9 years ago I did it. I took it down to the studs, and my kids and wife said I could never do it again. I look like Bull from Night Court, but only you and I know who that is. But.
I know. Exactly.
Richard Bull.
Great
Richard Bull. Yeah.
I know. I have scars. It would be awful. By the way, our good friend Orestes Destrada from the Rays is on here with me today. So if you
Jay Light.
Yeah, Jason Light.
Hey, what's up?
How are you, buddy?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well, loving the baseball season, but excited about the Bucs and all things sports and not only in this area but nationwide. I mean, so it's great to see sports blooming right now.
Yeah, no, it is. It was a fun game last night.
Yeah, that was incredible. Oh, wow. I know I only have a limited time with you, so we're going to jump right into it. And there's no pre-op question. What's going on with Baker? We got to know. I had heard something that there's something in his contract that maybe you can't franchise him because there's something right after the season that's in his contract. So the franchise tag is still on the table. Somebody put that out there, so I was going to ask you the question, right? So What's good overall? How's it going with Baker, and would you be able to franchise him if it came to that?
Well, all teams can use the franchise tag on a player. So, I mean, unless they have it written in their contract, but that's furthest from our mind right now. And, first of all, we love Baker. Nobody wants to see Baker go anywhere else. And it's just, we've had some discussions, and we'll continue to have some internal discussions and see and try to bring this to a closure one way or another. But no one wants to see Baker go anywhere. So, and no one's worried about how Baker's mindset is going to be. I've had conversations with him about that, and he's all about wanting to win. So he's in good place.
Were you surprised by his comments and say that you guys weren't close? How would you characterize it?
I respect Baker. He's free to say whatever he wants to say. And that's the way he's wired. And I have nothing but love for Baker. So, I'll keep all that stuff internal. Yeah. I never use the media for.
I have to ask. I
know you do. I'll keep all that stuff internal, but any discussions that we have. But hey, our feelings about Baker have not changed.
Yeah, you would like him to be here a long time.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. OTAs, the rookies. I was out there today. Finally got eyes on Bain. Boy, he's something else. What have you seen of these young men that you like
so far at OTAs?
Yeah.
Well, Ruben has been as advertised. He's, he's very powerful. That you don't really see all that without pads, but just very athletic. But just the thing that stands out the most here in this setting is just his professional approach and just how his will to be the best, and his just the way his work ethic and all that. And it's always great when your first pick has those qualities, because it tends to bleed into your entire class, because they all kind of look up to that first round pick. So, and then Josiah is wired the same way. I mean, he's works so hard, and he's so smart, and just such a pro. And we can go down the list. I'm very, very happy with the entire class right now.
Tell me a little bit about this lost practice. I mean, I was kind of taken aback when Todd said 3 or 4 guys hit the ground and you guys got penalized by the NFL for having too tough of practices. We've turned it around, apparently.
Yeah, the league can check in on our practices, and they're wanting to make sure that everybody's compliant and making sure that they're trying to protect the players, which I understand. And we had to lose a practice because of it. It's something we had to Todd had to tell the players we don't want them getting hurt out here either. So
right.
We've got some new guys that have a lot of juice, and we've got some young guys that want to prove themselves. And sometimes things get a little steamy out there, and but I think we got to be smart. Got to be smart, and that's what we're going to do.
I know Benjamin Morrison didn't practice today. Just in general, do you have enough depth at corner and safety? Would you like to maybe see what you got and then maybe add something come training camp time, maybe a veteran at either one or both of those situations?
Well, we'll see. We'll see where we're at right now. I do like what we have right now, and then we haven't had JJ Roberts out there yet, and very excited to see him. He'll be ready to go training camp. And then I do like what we're seeing with our group of corners right now. Ben is got a very minor thing right now, so this is the time of year. There's no reason to press it and to make anything worse, even though it's minor. So nothing of concern at all. But yeah, we'll be looking. We're always looking. We got a whole staff here that do a fantastic job of scouring the entire league, and if we feel like there's something that we can pounce on, we will. We wouldn't be setting the tone that we're going to be spending big money on some veteran right now, but because we do like what we see right now. And I think what we've added to the front and the way the front's shaping up right now through the draft and free agency, I think we got a chance for our secondary to be better. So we're excited to get going. We get a little break here, which everybody needs, I think, a little bit, and before we reconvene for camp. But I'm going to be excited this time off that we have. I'm going to be excited every single day about showing up for training camp this year, because I think it's going to be a fun year.
Al-Qadim Mohammed has been around, we're told, but Todd said he's not, well, he hasn't been out there practice in the OTAs, which are voluntary, but he's been around. Are you okay with that? I mean, he's new, needs to learn the defense. He's got new coaches. Wouldn't you like to see him out there? But I know it's voluntary. You have to be careful about what you say.
Well, he has been out there some. There's been a couple days that he hasn't, but this is voluntary, like you said. And he's been dialed in on the meetings, and I know that he's doing a lot of things on his own that he felt that were contributed to the success that he had last year with his 11 sacks. So from now on, it's not voluntary. So
that's right.
But when he's been out there, we haven't been disappointed. I'll put it that way.
You excited to get David Walker back full speed as well? What he can do?
He had a really good day today. One of my fellow coworkers here looked at me at one point and said, okay, yeah, he can still play. So he had a series there where he made about 3 plays in a row. So yeah, very, very, looking forward to that.
All right. Last question about the draft. I know you got to go. When the Baltimore Ravens went offensive line at that moment, knowing that Reuben Bain fell to you, can you describe that feeling? Because I heard from some folks that were in the room, that's the loudest they've ever heard it in the draft room when that happened.
Well, it wasn't just the draft room; it was the entire corridor outside of the draft room. Yeah, it was. I try to play it pretty cool in there, even though my heart's pounding out of my chest. And I paused for a little bit, said, "Hey, let's just see what kind of phone call we can get." And then I said, what the hell am I doing? So it was a lot of excitement. Now he still has to continue to do what he's doing, which has been great. He works his ass off and all those things. And he's, a great athlete and all those things. But at that moment it was, because, we ran through a lot of scenarios and it didn't come up very often with him being at us. So,
but you never tried to move up? Never, when he was falling? Did you think about it? Did you come close?
I could say thought about it, but might have cost us Key Scott, might have cost us Ted Hurst, might have cost us one of those players. So that's it was the same feeling I had. We moved back in 2017 and took Vita. And he was who we were targeting, and I was very tempted to move back up, but I'm glad we didn't. So there'll be times when I will. Everybody, I know Bucs fans don't think I'm ever going to move up. I did for Tristan. But, it's worked out for most of the time when I have. Moved up for Allie, moved up to Tristan. There's been a couple others, but kind of happy with the haul that we got. I think all of them are going to have a chance to contribute for us.
Well, Jason, thank you for taking the time, especially on this day. And it's good to know that, just like I've said, top 5 general manager. I know you read everything. So you're top 5 general. You like that moniker that you now have?
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. You're
not just me saying it.
You're a top 5 journalist.
There you go.
Wow, that's better than my mom says. That's really nice.
In my next life, I'm going to have a podcast where I rank all the sports analysts and reporters.
Go ahead. The floor is yours. My
geez.
Yeah,
I'll take it. I've been called worse. I've been called worse. You whenever you want to, come on. You're more than welcome. That would be fun. That would be super fun. Would it be local and national, or?
I think it'd be local and national.
Oh, wow.
Maybe 2 different categories.
You want to schedule that now?
Yeah. JP's hungry for that one, especially the local.
All right, Jason. Thank you for your time, partner. I owe you Miller Lite.
Appreciate you guys.
Too. Thank you, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Appreciate it. The great Jason Licht right there.
Exciting times.
I want to see that list.
You jumped on that one.
I want to see that list. I got top 5. I got top 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Your mom didn't even go top 5 in Sons.
Nicer than my
6th.
Yeah.
He was 6.
I'm 6 out of 2.
I am too.
I came in
You're
6 out of 2.
out of 2 kids. That's how bad it was. Great stuff by him.
Yeah.
What the only thing, and I want to ask you this, with reference to OTAs and the early days of rookies, what do you think that there's different programs that they come out of that they're more prepared?
Oh yeah.
For this, that is noticeably as palatable.
Yeah, and Jason knows the programs that prepare players and get them ready for. I mean, all general managers know that, but they'll have certain programs that they love, like Nebraska. It depends on different coaching, different regimes,
and probably positions too, because
right now, obviously, they love Miami.
Yeah,
they love what's going on in Miami. I mean, and how would you not? In talking to Amon, who we had on the other day, who really knows this Miami program well.
Yeah.
You know what? It really feels like the vibe they got going now is very reminiscent of FSU when Bobby was in his heyday.
They were rocking
in the late 80s, 90s, early aughts.
For a good 15 years.
It was very great recruiter, Cristobal.
Yeah.
Really talks the talk.
Correct.
He's really, really good in the home visits and all that. So you got a great recruiter. Great coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Bobby had a very consistent and great coaching staff for a long time.
Sure did.
They're developing players down there. When they get them, they're developing them. Something they're not doing at Florida State. They're not getting them or developing them. So that's a lot, and it's very Christian based.
Yeah.
This Miami group is not like the old Miami
not the old
group.
Cool, crazy.
Yeah, which I think is more sustainable.
Of course,
and it builds more. Right now, I think. A really hard thing for these college coaches to do is bring players together as a family playing for a higher purpose instead of just money. Right. And obviously Miami's paying, but I think Cristobal's done a really good job of you got to pay him, but also bringing them together and playing together for a purpose.
Yeah.
He's done a great job of that.
Well, he comes from a pedigree of his parents.
Yeah.
And also, again, this school keeps on being mentioned a lot in the last year plus, rightfully so. But the high school I went to, Christopher Columbus, because they have that type of.
Yeah, he's from there, right?
Yeah, he's a Columbus grad, and the development and how they prepare young men to go out, not just in sports, which you've got the number 1 pick in football, arguably top 3 in basketball, and Cam Boozer. There's a preparation that goes into that. So then if you push that forward into your, getting to a high level that he has gotten when he was coaching at Alabama and coaching at, now he's got back home, he's instilling all of that. And it's showing, obviously, and the money. No doubt the NIL help bring them back, because then they can spend money on getting kids. But then it's the Joe Madden effect, how you take those guys and then groom them to believe into one unity.
Yeah, and it looks like it's sustainable. And I always thought because, where they play, it's not the atmosphere consistently that you get at Florida, Florida State, Tuscaloosa,
You
Athens.
don't have a stadium.
You don't. And you don't have that atmosphere. And that used to really matter in recruiting. Now it's more about the money.
Yes.
More about the money and preparing the kids for the league.
And
clearly Miami is kicking ass in both of those.
And not losing them within their years of eligibility.
Mm-hmm.
So it's huge.
All right, let's talk a little quick Rays baseball.
Yeah.
What Big Red did yesterday.
Unbelievable.
The 11 strikeouts of the top 4 batters not been done since.
Well, no, it was 9. With the actual thing is 9 of the top 3 hitters all struck out their first 3 times.
Right.
So it hadn't been done since 1901.
I thought it was 11.
No,
11 Ks in the top 4.
He might have had
because he
11.
hit one of the guys.
Yeah, he hit one.
But 11
was it 11 total? But
strikeouts.
I know the top 3,
they were 0 for 11 with 11 strikeouts.
Right, but the top 3, since 1901 had not struck out all 3 times.
That's unbelievable.
13 strikeouts there. Just came off the Marlins, which seemed to be like one of his greatest outings, and you're like, okay, this is nice, and he trumps that. What he's done with really 3 pitches, 3 different fastballs, and he really kind of leaned on the 4-seamer, and of course the cutter. His cutter is at the level of Mo Rivera's cutter. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It has so much cut and late action that it almost is like a 4-seam fastball and at the end, it becomes a slider.
Yeah.
It goes boom, boom. To be able to control that and to master that, which he didn't have before he came to the Rays, it's just something unfathomable. Then he has the good two-seamer that he'll get you with that runs away. And then the four-seamer yesterday seemed to be on another level even than his last start. It had a little giddy up. You know, and listen, it's overall with the Rays, I said it before the series started on Monday afternoon. I said, this is the series they needed right now when they were struggling. They need, and some people, you know, comes like, are they really a rival? Are the Boston a rival anymore?
Yeah.
Yes, they're still a rival. You know, the fandom, the hype of the Red Sox, the championships that the Red Sox have had, the head-to-head, you go all the way back to 2008 and that dramatic, speaking of comebacks, so you remember Game 5 in that series, Boston was down 7-0. They came back and beat the Rays.
Right.
So this is the day, you know, kind of rehashing comebacks because of the incredible Knicks comeback.
Yeah, true.
That was an incredible comeback, but the Rays came back and took the series. So yes, and how many Boston fans live in the area here?
Right,
so
right.
They needed, I feel, a little bit of blood boiling, and let's get back on track, play Rays baseball. I thought it was phenomenal. Another factor I think that came to play, obviously, is Yandy Diaz and just what he's doing right now.
Can't get him out.
You can't get him out. His RISP is at 430. It's just, you know, incredible. Obviously, we're getting surprise, you know, great hitting from our catching core, namely, you know, Forte, who goes out and gets four knocks. And then let's not forget, and we'll talk about it on the show a little bit more in depth, my guy, hey, Hamon, are you listening? And you, Mr. JP, top
Almost
5,
here.
you know, Cedric Mullins.
Oh,
here it comes. Hamon, help me out here, bro. Cedric Mullins.
After he screwed up the bunt, he gets a good bunt down in the third, leads to a sack fly.
Yeah.
The second attempt was half-ass.
Okay.
It was half-ass.
That one.
I think he got pissed that they've toned the bunt again.
I don't think so.
And then because that was half-hearted. So I write something. So I dog him on Twitter. And you know what happens as soon as I dog a Ray on Twitter.
Well, you dog any Ray, and then they become a superstar.
Boom.
Yeah.
Next at bat.
Boom.
Game-winning home run.
Technically. Push the game away.
Right.
And, but,
I'll
by
take
the
it.
way, first
I'll take
100 at-bats, abysmal. Last 100 at-bats, hitting 245. He's got, in 30 games, he's got 15 runs scored, 14 runs scored, 15 RBI. You know, dude, he's got
3 home runs in 7 games.
4 home runs in the last, month's worth of games, getting on base, scoring runs, stolen bases. That's what I think you're going to get the rest of the season. That good 250.
Well, now that I dogged him, yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people don't realize that sometimes you do need upwards of 100, 150 at bats to get settled in. You just can't, automatically do it the first 50 at bats of a season. So I think he's still a formidable major leaguer, veteran, good outfielder, runs well, adds to that, athletic mix that this team has. He has to play well, because if not, the tremendous trio has to carry him the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
All right. Much more of that great baseball talk coming up here on the Big O Show in a matter of minutes, right here on these same network channels. Big thanks to Jason Licht, who joined us today. Jeff Attanella will join us tomorrow. Rowdy Soccer, World Cup. So we'll have that for you as the USA gets started tomorrow. Mexico starts tonight.
Mexico
starts tonight. We got hockey tonight as well.
Yeah.
So
Game 5.
Game 5, yeah.
Tied up.
Yeah. Well, Who
you got?
I'm still going Vegas.
Vegas all the way.
I'm still going Vegas. Absolutely. Torts, my man.
You're
I predict Vegas in 4.
Vegas in 4. That's great. That's awesome. You're good.
Go bet on that in Vegas. That'll work well.
You might have missed that one.
That'll work well for you.
Might have missed that one.
Bet the mortgage.
I don't know how bad it is.
Thank you for joining us here on this edition of the JP Peterson Show. The Big O Show is coming up in moments.
Momentos.
Memento. See you then.